Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Got Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Saturday night, wherever you are around the world. And of course, welcome back to our post-match reaction. Of course, Liverpool 2, Fulham 2. Again, frustrating results for Liverpool, of course. A bit of a frustrating game. I think overall, obviously, certain aspects of the game and of course certain elements of the game as well also not favouring Liverpool, and of course we'll talk all about that in due course as well. But first of all, let me know all of you are and all of your reactions as well in the comments. Then please do let me know your guys' thoughts, because I'm very intrigued to know what you guys think, of course, about the game itself. I think a lot of people will have different thoughts and different opinions. I think, of course, we'll talk all about the highlights as well. Of course, Robbo's red card as well, which I think is a huge factor. I think we need to talk about Andy Robertson a little bit as well. Certainly, that game was not good at all for Andy Robertson. But I think one thing as well we need to, again, discuss is Liverpool's fight back, and the heart in this team, because again, on one hand, I'm frustrated the fact that Liverpool have dropped points, and again, you're looking at the situation that we are currently in, and kind of the points tally, we've kind of been fortunate enough, of course, now with us drawing, of course it doesn't help with the teams around us. But again, I'm tremendously proud of this team in terms of the fight back and the comeback. Again, to come back from behind twice, and again, Liverpool could have won the game towards the end of the match, but unfortunately, again, I think we need to be better. I think overall as a team, we need to be better in certain situations. I've just watched a highlight back now of Mo Salah free towards the end, and we don't, pass it to him. If we pass it to him, potentially there's that open goal there to win the game. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, because again, I think different people have different opinions on the situation and the game, of course, itself. Anyway, but big up Hero as well in the chat saying didn't see or hear the game, saw the score and the match incident at times. A bit of a game. Yeah, no, it was 100%. I think if you're a neutral supporter, I think it would have been one hell of a game to watch. But I think as a Liverpool supporter, it was a very frustrating game, especially as well. But big up Zan as well, saying so frustrated, Con, but it could have been worse. Yeah, it could have definitely been worse. I think that first half in particular, I think, Fulham could have been 2-3 up when we got the red card. And of course, Arne Slot was trying to figure out the best way to move forward with the game. Again, I think the first 10 minutes after the red card, I think Liverpool changed formation or system, I think 3 times, I counted anyway, that Liverpool did change system and did change things around as well. So it could have been a lot worse. But again, massive credit goes out to Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. Them two were really, really solid. And of course, I'll speak about somebody else as well who I thought was the man of the match, for me anyway. But every time I predict a high-scoring game, we end up drawing. Please stop, Ozan. Please stop. But no, look, like I said, I think the character shown tonight in that squad, obviously Arsenal drawing, Chelsea playing against Brentford tomorrow, Arsenal 6 points, obviously between us and them now. Of course, obviously Liverpool win the game in hand. Of course, Liverpool will go 9 points clear of Arsenal again. So again, even they had a missed opportunity, but it's Chelsea. I know Chelsea supporters and Chelsea themselves are turning around and going, we're not in a title race. We're not being considered in this race. Chelsea are fully in this title race, and tomorrow, of course, I think all of us will be hoping Brentford can do something against them tomorrow to help Liverpool out in that sense, as well. Because again, drop points next week. We've got Spurs away from home, as well. It's not great when you do look at it at that anyway. But we missed Maka tonight, Colin. Yeah, 100% we did, especially with the red card as well. 100% we missed Maka. I think tonight showed again how good McAllister is in this team. But I also think, again, you got to give the midfielders credit. Gravenberch, I was going to say it a bit later on, but for me, he was outstanding today. Gravenberch playing at centre back for a big period of the game. And I think, honestly, he's been one of the best players for Liverpool so far this season. But I just think in general, he has been tremendous throughout this season. And even today, for me, he was Liverpool's man of the match. I thought everything that went near him got dealt with. And I think, looking at it, Liverpool, again, him, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, I'd even say Dom Szoboszlai as well, I thought was really, really good. In the ground that they all covered as well. And of course, for me, the highlight of Liverpool players is Ryan Gravenberch for me. Anyway, I know different people will have different thoughts as well. So again, get your man of the matches in the comments down below as well. But no, Ryan Gravenberch, outstanding again tonight, and definitely deserves man of the match from me. Anyway, but good thing he's back next game. Yeah, of course, 100%. Where do you think it all went wrong? Slow start. Was Robbo targeted for a reason? Is he now the weak link in the team? I would say yes. I think, and speaking of the red card, I know people will say it's a bit harsh. No, it's stupid for me. Robbo, certainly towards Fulham's first goal, I think both fullbacks are at fault. I think Trent. I think Trent defensively, I've been very praising Trent in terms of his defensive ability this season. For me, I think overall he's been tremendous in terms of, again, the defensive way of Arne Slot's football. But today I thought he was awful defensively. I think for the first goal, he gets suckered in too much and then doesn't get to Anthony Robinson quick enough when he's on the overlap. And Robbo, that first goal frustrates me because he's behind Pereira when Anthony Robinson's about to overlap to make the cross. And then because then he's so far behind, he's having to drag himself back into it. He's so far ahead then of Pereira where he can't turn and just get the ball away. And that for me is frustrating. I think Liverpool need to sign a left back. If we're talking about a position in the team where you need upgrading, I think left back. At the minute, I think when Costas has been involved in the team, I think it's been pretty hard to not play Costas. I think all of us have said that this season. And again, I love Andy Robertson. I absolutely do. I think he's been tremendous for Liverpool ever since he's been in the team, and he's got his and he got his opportunity. Back in the 17-18 season, Alberto Moreno got injured, and Robbo's never looked back since. But now, again, the red card was his own fault. Again, he has a simple ball that he can literally pass to Alisson, tries to control it, miscontrols it, and then fouls Harry Wilson, and then ends up being a red card. And it's 100% a red card. You can't argue with that. I think there's a few things that the referee got wrong tonight. I think Fulham should have definitely had at least a red card as well. Of course, we can talk about that all day, but for Robbo, 100% it's a red card, and there's no complaints. I don't think anybody can have a real complaint in terms of him messing up, and he did mess up, and of course he misses the League Cup game midweek. Of course, he'll be back next week for Spurs. But I do think Liverpool are going to have the conversation. Might not be in January. Liverpool might look at their options with him and Costas and go, that's enough for this season. But I think next year, I think priority is left back as well as maybe a ball playing six again in the summer. But I think left back for sure is a high priority at the football club, because Robbo's fall off is starting to become obvious, and that's something again that needs to be sorted now, instead of again another season happening and then you're kind of in a bad place then, to be fair, overall. But Robbo was kicked by Diop in the first minute of the game. Yes, he was. I think he should have been taken off then. That should have been the case done. I think Joe Gomez should have gone left back, brought on Joel Konza, and then you could have maybe gone from there. But yeah, he then received treatment for like 5 minutes, slow to get up. Yeah, no, he was 100%. Rescued a point there after going down to 10 men and being behind twice. Big up Damo as well. Yeah, 100%. Diogo Jota. back with a bang in many ways. I don't think Liverpool wanted to really risk him as much as we did, but again, when it comes down to it, you have to bring him in. Because look, overall, Jota's probably our best finisher. But again, Liverpool had opportunities to win that game tonight, and again, probably players will look at themselves and go, maybe if we did things a bit differently, we could have walked away with 3 points with 10 men. And I think Liverpool probably should have done. I think Liverpool, out of the two teams, look, you got to give Fulham their flowers in some regards. I'm a bit frustrated with the officiating, the fact that Alex Iwobi pretty much, not faked an injury, but was down for a minute and a half going into added time. That minute and a half doesn't get added on. Again, frustrating. But yeah, again, Liverpool had chances before that and should have took it. But as it says, then Robbo had a poor touch that led to Harry Wilson in goal. Yeah, 100%. Robbo fouled Harry as the last man. That's why he was sent off. Yeah, no, he was 100%. Big up Fabian as well, saying Robbo has worried from the start of the season and has shown again why he clearly is a weak link. And I think I look forward to seeing who slot gets in. I've seen people already debating on social media on who we should go and get. I think people have already debated about Anthony Robinson. I thought he had a decent game for Fulham tonight. I think the clear candidate, I think if we're going to talk about Premier League targets, is probably Kirkes from Bournemouth. I think if we want that style of left back in terms of energetic, can bomb up and down the flanks, I think that will be Kirkes. Of course, with the relationship there with Richard Hughes already. But I think overall, of course, there's rumours that Liverpool are looking at Alphonso Davies as well, which would kind of be in that profile of, again, somebody who can overlap and run up and down the channel. That would be somebody like that. I know people have turned around and said, we should look for a Gvardiol type left back. Again, I don't think that's an Arne Slot style player. Of course, you could see it, maybe, and of course, maybe that's what he wants. But I think Kirkes, for me anyway, would be the shout for left back anyway. But where has he dropped off over determination, if such a thing? I think for me, I think Robbo, I think it's just minutes and legs myself. I think, when we talk about how consistent players have been, Andy Robertson, probably was it last season, the shoulder injury, or I think 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, where he had that bit of a spell off where, I think he fractured something. Again, he's had little injuries now and again where, again, Costas has been in for 1 or 2 weeks, or, Robbo has played through it, for example. I think it is just I just think it's a fatigue type thing. I think Robbo has run his course in this Liverpool team, and that's sad to say because like I said, I love Robbo. I think he's been tremendous for Liverpool over the years, but I think now, maybe January or in the summer, it is time to again reevaluate that left back position and kind of move forward with it as well, because I think the obvious thing would be to, again, Robbo to stay, maybe Costas move on. And then you've got a Kirkes then who could potentially come in and revamp that position for Liverpool as well. And I think you look at today, for example, I think like when we talk about the fight back from Liverpool, again, I think in certain times as well, certainly with Robbo going off so early, and again, that first half, it could have been so much worse for Liverpool. But I think that second half in particular, Liverpool showed why they are one of the favourites to win the Premier League this season. I think if maybe a Chelsea or an Arsenal had the same type of position that we were in that game, with 10 men down for pretty much the entirety of the game, I don't think either one of them draw. I think both of them lose that game. In particular, and the fight back from Liverpool, again, I think just showed again why we are being considered favourites for the Premier League. But I think, look, it is a missed opportunity because, again, you look, Arsenal drawing, Liverpool could have got away from Arsenal if we had won that game today. Look, of course, we're currently 6 points clear. We could have been 8 points clear with a game in hand on Arsenal. Of course, with them drawing 0-0 to Everton as well. So, again, Chelsea could fully take advantage of both teams tomorrow. I think, would they be a point behind us? If anybody knows. I say anybody knows. I'm looking at the league table now. So if they win, that's 34. Yeah, they'd be 2 points behind us with us having a game in hand at the moment. So, of course, they are 5 points behind us at the moment. So, again, we are pretty much hoping for Brentford to do something against Chelsea tomorrow, which they have done in the past. Certainly last season, I think they ended up winning there 2-0, I think it was. But Brentford away from home this season have been awful. Let's be perfectly honest. And Chelsea at the minute are the top goal scorers in the Premier League for a reason. So I think it's very interesting to maybe see what happens. I think Chelsea are fully in the title race. I've said this from the start. I think Chelsea are our biggest rivals for the title. But again, I would be very interested to see what happens, of course, as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts, because I think, look, there needs to be a praise for this team for what happened in the game. But I also do feel, again, look, we could definitely be a lot worse than off, we should say. Anyway, but fully agree, Con. Happens to every player. When standards slip, we need to move on. Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing. I hate saying it, and we did the video on Darwin Núñez the other day, and fair play to him. He got an assist for Diogo Jota, but that's the other thing where, again, you look at the team and where we can upgrade. I think left back is definitely an option Liverpool can definitely go to in the summer window anyway. But I think overall, Liverpool need to look at it and just evaluate it for me anyway. But they'd be 2 points behind. Yeah, 2 points behind at the present moment in time. I think overall, though, like Chelsea, looking at their fixtures as well, they've got really good fixtures coming up as well. Just looking at it now. Yeah, they've got Brentford tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the night. I didn't know it was that. But yeah, they've got Brentford, they've got Everton away, Fulham at home, Ipswich away, Palace away, and Brentford at home for their next couple of fixtures. Like, again, those run of games are pretty decent, especially when they don't really have to worry as well, considering, look, they've got Conference League and they're pretty much already through, aren't they, in terms of that? And they basically can put their B team out and still be in that race. But also as well, Manchester City, if City beat United tomorrow, you're looking at they're on 30 points. They're only 6 points behind us then. When you actually look at that and when you actually consider it, if City was to win tomorrow against United, they are joined on points with Arsenal. And are we considering Arsenal out of the title race in that aspect of things? I would say no. I wouldn't say Arsenal out of the title race at all. But if we're considering City out of the title race, why are Arsenal not out of the title race in that sense either? It's an interesting question. Anyway, but send the link, Colin, if you want me on. I can get you on if you want. You just have to. I might have to turn my camera off so I can get my earplugs in as well, because for some reason my earbuds can't connect to the laptop for some reason. But yeah, big point tonight as well. It was a big point. Jack Honorisa in the chat as well. I think a draw in recent brilliant. I can't talk. I think a draw is decent given the circumstances, of which I will try and get a replay of. Hope we didn't empty the tank getting it. I think there was more to give. I think Liverpool, especially, there was opportunities to definitely go on to get the points. I just think, look, it's one of these situations where if we'd made the extra pass, or even the goals, I think the first goal was terrible from both fullbacks. I think the second goal, I think, is a really good goal, but it's on the counter. Like, Liverpool it was a really poor goal to concede on our end. And I think these goals can be rectified. But of course, if you had 11 men, do they score the second goal? I don't think so. I think Liverpool would have worn Fulham down enough. And I think as well, it's also a warning, I think, for other teams, this type of performance of, again, Liverpool definitely could have won that game. 100% we could have done. But if we had 10 men, I think that's 100% a given to what we actually do anyway. But let me quickly send the link to Jack as well. So if you want to join, you can join if you want to as well. But yeah, again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments because I think overall it is a good point. But again, I think everybody is still disappointed with it as well, as I think I've just seen Arsenal fans taking the mick out at Liverpool, even though they drew against Everton with 11 men. Anyway, but let me quickly send this. There we go. So yeah, Jack, if you're still in the chat, then of course I've just sent you the link in the comments as well. But Jota is the key. He is the key. To be fair, hang on a minute. I've got to grab my earphones and try and plug them in as I've just tipped that. Brilliant. Have I not? No, it's empty. Thank God that is empty anyway. But let me just quickly move that out of the way. But again, chat, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as I move that over there. I think overall, I think Liverpool, again, could have been better, but it could have been worse as well. But Ozan says, sorry to say this, Con, but Mo Salah had two massive chances that he should have buried at the last one. Yeah, 100%. Like, I think Mo had a chance. I also think Virgil had a chance as well to put it away. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, we couldn't get it done in time anyway. Let me just quickly turn my camera off so I can move my laptop so you guys can still hear me. But you can't see me, which is good in this aspect of things, because I've got to turn my laptop all the way around to fit in my earphones. There we go. As you know what, you can listen to Jack if you want to in a minute. I have an absolute ramble on what I've got to say. There we go. Let me put them in. So you guys can listen to me and listen to Jack at the same time. And I can actually hear the conversation anyway. But let me put my camera back on. There we go. Hopefully that comes through now. Anyway, let me quickly put that to that. There we go. Hello.
There we go, lads. How are we, Connor? How are we, chat? Oh, tell you what, Connor and Reds.
Happy with the point?
Yeah, happy. I'm happy, but by lords, it was that chance where it went ready, steady, sweep in the penalty area in the last 5 seconds of the game, where it all queuing up, and you're just like, someone just shoot. But yeah, a madness game. As you alluded to already tonight, mate. I think we all knew if we had 11 men on that pitch, we win that game by about 5-2. Even being honest.
Yeah.
But in terms of having 11 men on the pitch, I think Franz Beckenbauer at the back has got a bit of competition with a certain Ryan Gravenberch. Anyway, he can play DM, he can play 8, he can play 10, he can play centre half now. I tell you, like, he was an absolute joke centre half tonight, lad.
For me, he was man of the match by a country mile. I thought he was tremendous. I think probably the only other player could probably rival him is probably Joe Gomez as well. I thought Joe Gomez had a really good game. But yeah, I think, as you said, I think Ryan Gravenberch, I think if Mo Salah wasn't a thing this season, I think he would definitely be in the conversation for player of the season. I think in general, not only just Liverpool, because the form that he is in at the minute, there's no better DM. I don't think. I think the only one's probably Caicedo for Chelsea, but that's at the push.
It was just the way he played, though, lads. He didn't really complain when he got put into that centre back position, mate. I think always for a good 2-3 minutes, we were wondering where everyone was playing. And then it turns out Gravenberch was playing centre half, mate. And even I think for the second half, where he might have gone a bit left hands, I think he was playing left back as well. Like for the second half period, it was interesting with the substitutions as well, mate. But it just goes to highlight how good of a performance Arne Slot is getting out of Gravenberch and even the players as well. How many times on the clock where we'd go down to 10 men and the whole game plan would go out the window? Not today. The game plan was changed. It was tweaked. And
Well, it was changed 5 times during the first 10 minutes after the red card, which of course helped.
Yeah. No, but Jota, lads, that man. And even Nunes, fair play, getting the assist for obviously Liverpool's second goal. But I think even the impetus, I don't know how you felt, Con, when we were doing a watch on Anfield Index as well. I think everyone in the comments was like, bring Jota on a bit earlier, and I was the same. I would have liked even being critical and to come off the back of this, just bring Jota on a good 10, 15 minutes earlier. I think Liverpool might have won that game by an extra goal, but that's swings and roundabouts really. But I would like to see him come on.
I thought the 60th minute onwards, I thought you should have brought on Jota. I think that second goal, I think, definitely just showed what he can do, because it's such a simple move. When you've got Darwin Núñez again making a simple ball towards Jota, Jota drops the man and just slots it away like he does, and that I think could have happened a lot quicker. I think, if we're being honest, which is probably a bit of a fault from Arne Slot. But I think as well, like we saw in the second goal, we kind of overcommitted, and then we got done on the counter attack. Maybe if Jota was on sooner, maybe Liverpool already ahead at that point. But I think for what we had to deal with, certainly for the amount of period that we had to do it, I think, to be fair, Arne Slot did a very good job in probably his first big test, in changing things around.
Yeah, like the thing is, we didn't panic though, did we, Miss Reds? I think even inside the stadium, there was a certain. Yes, you can pinpoint to Fulham's quality in terms of, I felt they were really poor, if I'm being honest as well, in terms of how many times did Iwobi get that ball down that left-hand channel and there was an overload at the far post. If you're a Fulham fan, you'd be banging head against the wall after watching Iwobi or those Fulham attackers like, boys, put that game to bed, really. But even still, Liverpool, from Fulham's poor quality in front of goal, Liverpool was still in that game. You've alluded to Gomez, Gravenberch as well. And but even still, Liverpool had a job still there to do, and we didn't dwindle really. I think massively in terms of Liverpool's energy levels, especially when you are playing with 10 men. I didn't feel that Liverpool were out there on our last legs again today, because we were just so controlling on the ball and in possession, really.
I think for a big period as well, we certainly, when you look at the first goal, it comes from obviously Mo Salah, brilliant, I think, in that sense, in terms of his, creativity. Once again, I think looking at it now, I think it was his 100th assist for Liverpool in all competitions since joining the club, which is outrageous in itself. But it only took that one spark of magic to really change the game. And I felt like Liverpool, again, for me, I don't know about you, Jack, but I'm really split about this game. On one hand, I'm frustrated the fact that we've dropped points, and again, we should be taking these opportunities, especially with Arsenal drawing against Everton. But I'm also tremendously proud on the way we showed the fight in that team, to be able to go on and get the points. Because I feel like we mentioned just earlier on, I don't think Chelsea or Arsenal could do that, what Liverpool did today. And I think that's a huge sign going forward in terms of, again, the title race, pretty much.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And it wasn't a case that I know everyone's going off the back of this, obviously, the chances we created, but I think the biggest point is that we've got players coming back into the squad now as well. I think we're a couple of weeks down the road, a bit closer to seeing Konate coming back as well. I think once we get Kostas back to full fitness, I think there is a question mark over Robbo in terms of not long term, but I think we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But I think every Liverpool fan, again today, it was another reminder of what used to be with Robbo in terms of, I think he's just, especially the last 12 months, he's a bit slower to certain games. And I think he'll even admit himself to the management and even fans, like, he is struggling at the minute. It's not like Robbo 5 years ago where he had that so much energy to get up and down the pitch. He is struggling. He's going through a difficult moment. And I think Liverpool long term in January, we need to look not just at a midfielder or an extra attacker, but it's certainly down that left hand side, Liverpool's defence. But yeah, it's a point to hopefully be proud of, and come what the end of May, this could be the point that might win us the league as well, certainly. Yeah. But it's a long way, as you alluded to, with City. But I think the most important thing is Arsenal drop points again today. That to me signals exactly where Arsenal are at this moment in time.
Well, they would have been meltdown at Arsenal because they took off everyone.
Like they would have been getting drip fed information. Like our game was still going on, and everyone's like, and that's the anxiety within their ground and within their fan base as well. They knew for 70, 80 odd minutes that Liverpool were down to 10 men, and still they couldn't capitalize and get a goal. Like they're playing at home.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I'm just taking a look now at Arsenal's substitutions. They took off Odegaard, Rice, Martinelli, and Moreno all around the 60th, 70th minute, and that just screams panic. Straight away. Again, Liverpool. Of course, we did it in some sense because again, look, we had a red card, but I think overall, like we just said earlier on, I don't think City are out of the title race as of yet, because if we're classing Arsenal now at the title race, if they beat United tomorrow, they're on the same point as Arsenal.
Well, we've always said, you said, mate, and every Liverpool fan, that's when we've got our heads screwed on, really, City, the only team that will challenge this Liverpool sides. Arsenal, for many of the year, have been the early pretender again. Nothing I've seen in this Arsenal side. What is it? Phase 5 for Arteta now. Arne Slot only his first phase. I said I'll be watching them today. I said, what phase is Arteta then? But it's always going to be City, mate. I know Pep is Pep. City, that squad, they've got enough quality. They've won 4 back-to-back league titles as well, and they're going through a difficult period. Liverpool will go through difficult periods this season, but it will be, come what the end of May, it will be Liverpool and City going for the league title. But it's going to be a long stretch. But I think the overall, when you're hopefully by the end of May, we do look at this point and go, yeah, it's not. We went behind twice today, Connor. And we come back to fight, and we could have easily have won this game if we just had a little bit of luck our way in terms of fronting goal as well. But as I said before, there's players coming back now. Josh is coming back to full fitness. Gakpo started to score more goals now, which is a great positive. And coming into January as well, maybe Liverpool do a bit of business in the window, which will always help.
Yeah, 100%. I'll get to Hero's comment in a minute, but I'm just taking a look at it now. It's something for me that I think as well needs to be fixed and rectified. I'm just taking a look now. In the last 5 league games, we've conceded 2+ goals in 3 times in the last 5 games. That needs to change. We've said it all already this season, like how impressive the defense has been in terms of Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate. Again, obviously, with a red card, you have to take that into consideration. But again, that has to stop now because, again, leaking in goals isn't great.
Like Everton,
well, they kept the clean sheet. They kept the clean sheet. You got to praise that. You got to praise that. Pick up Sean Dyche. Anyway, but big up Heroes. Okay, here's a question. If you could improve a part of the pitch with a single transfer during January, where would it be? Defense, midfield, or attack?
Great question there, Hero. Oh, you go first, now.
For me, there would be 2. I think left back. I think is a clear. I think is the clearest one. I think at the moment. I think again, who can you potentially get in now? That's another question though, because I think teams won't turn around and go, yeah, we're going to offer you somebody for 40-50 million. That could happen in the summer. I think you're probably looking around 80-90 million, which is the problem. But it would be Kirkes for me. If we're being realistic, if we're being unrealistic, Alphonso Davies, if you want to go and get him. I was
going to say, yeah, because if Alphonso, we can get him fit, that would be some signing, to say the least, really.
But I'd also, and I've said this for a while, go and get Martin Zubimendi. If there's any inkling to go and get him. Now, I'm not saying replace Ryan Gravenberch because we've just said he's man of the match in this game.
Yeah.
But I feel like even at times today, I feel like you need that type of six that's going to be that controller, that conductor in the team. And again, that's not slating Ryan Gravenberch, because I think you can play a
Needs
Martin
rotation.
Zubimendi. Yeah, you can play them alongside each other. But I think that is a must for Liverpool, because quite clearly, again today, when things defensively didn't look great, Arne Slot never went to Wataru Endo once. And I think that is an even more indication that he doesn't rate Wataru Endo potentially, but I also do think he's not in the plans. He's not in the thought process. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Endo did leave in January and we did go after.
Yeah, we're not gonna step in on Endo's way, are we, mate? I think if he needs to be sacrificed, there might be one or two that need to fill open a space for new signings if Liverpool do sign players, mate. I'd agree, mate. I concur with what you said. I'd say left-sided centre half or left-sided left back anyway. And I'd not sell Robbo, but I'd sell Costas. If I'm being honest, but it's difficulty trying to get we can easily get 10 to 15 million, but it just depends if there's an option out there in the market, if there's a team wanting to sign a left back. But
I think you could easily sell Costas to a newly promoted team, quite easily. Like if that's the road you really wanted to go with, I think you could also turn around and potentially even, you could look at Europe, for example, because let's be honest, Costas is a very capable left back, and I think even this season, I think all of us have said that Costas probably deserves a spot in the team because of Robbo's form dipping. I will ask you though about the referee and obviously Robbo's red card, because I thought it was a red card, instantly. I was watching the game and I instantly thought it was a red card. But I just want to ask you about Robbo's form, because it's been the concern. I think everybody's been concerned about it for a while. But even with the goal and of course him getting the red card, again, it doesn't surprise me so far this season because of how poor Robbo has been. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on, first of all, the red card and Andy Robertson so far this season?
It's disappointing, mate. And I think we've all watched, every Liverpool fan's watched every great legendary player play for Liverpool. And I know I've just said that I wouldn't sell Robbo, mainly due to the fact of what he does to the changing room in terms of what he brings. I think if you are going to be bringing in a new left back or left-sided centre half, you want perfectly him to learn off Robbo. If Robbo sees out his contract, I mean, he's got a year or two left on his contract, hasn't he? Andy Robbo. And I think long term, I think he will end up back at Celtic and he will become the new Celtic captain. Obviously, the Scotland national captain as well. I think he will retire eventually in Scotland, his home country anyway. But I think he's got another title or so to win at Liverpool still under Arne Slot. But if you can bring in a young up-and-coming left-back and get him coached off from a week-to-week basis, even if he's getting game time or whatnot, Robbo, he's still got a job still to do at Liverpool. But I think that's not no fault of just Andy Robbo's fault. I think bringing him in to big games, certainly. But I do think he needs a bit of help down that left-hand side. Because how many times tonight, Con and Reds, did we see Robbo and Trent get isolated sometimes on the counter-attack? And know we're down to 10 men. I still feel Salah and Lucho could have done a lot more defensively, because it was the second half. I swear Trent got done in like 7 times.
It was plenty of times with Trent.
Within about like 10 minutes. It was like, what are we doing? I get you want to push forward, but even still, it's not just Trent. I look at that. I look at the midfield players tracking the runners as well. It's I think
the first goal is both fullbacks' fault. I think Robbo loses the ball originally, and then Trent gets suckered in from the crossfield ball, and then which allows then Anthony Robinson to make the overlap. Trent's not tight enough to him, and I've already mentioned Robbo for that goal. It just frustrates me because he's not in the correct position, which then he goes and tries to rectify that. And then with him doing that is too far forward to then get the ball.
Yeah, but that first goal to the back post, lad, he hasn't got a Scooby-Doo. He's behind him, lads. Like, no one, and even the lads, Trent, just allowing the cross in. Just stem the cross from the danger straight away. But far too passive in from a defensive point of view as well.
I think as Hero said, but yeah, you've got to promise the new guy the shirt, in my opinion. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking for a replacement. And I think that is right. I think when you do look at Robbo, like, look, he's been in the team since 2017. He's completely ran away with, the left back spot for Liverpool over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and he hasn't looked back. But I think now, similar to how at that time, everybody looked at Andy Robertson and thought, why have Liverpool gone and signed him from Hull? And he ended up being one of the best signings in the Jurgen Klopp era. Now I think you could be looking at that position again and going, you could potentially go and sign that Andy Robertson that you needed back then. And that could be the Arne Slot guy that could take on and be the best left back in Europe. And again, that's not a slight on Robbo because he's been so good for so long. But like you said, I would personally sell Costas, allow Robbo then to be the backup, and then allow the new guy the shirt and go, you are my left back.
Yeah, every Liverpool fan can see it's the twilight of very much Andy Robbo's career. I think even if you ask Robbo, as much as he'd not say it publicly, I think he knows himself. It's probably he's coming to the latter stage of his career now. He's no spring chicken, and he's not a left back that's always had a massive abundance of pace. But certainly when he is struggling like today in that transition, it was poor defensively. He doesn't need to admit it himself. He knows it is. And a couple of times this season already as well. But as you alluded to there, Con, recent weeks, but been conceding too many clear-cut opportunities, really. But we go again. It's it just goes to show how good we are playing. Like where we know where the areas of weaknesses are. All the goals we've conceded or red cards or whatever it's been this season, it's all been from our own downfall. And that just goes to show how much of an improvement it has been because we can just pinpoint even the goals we conceded so far tonight and even the weeks prior as well. You can go there. It was all Liverpool just doing stupid passing around the penalty area, not being a lot more aware as well. But certainly the main thing for Liverpool and the positive going into the Arne Slot is we've got a coach there on the sideline. Just look what we've done in the whole entirety. We had the better expected goals against the team that had the extra man for 70%, 80% of that game as well. And it's exciting. I know we didn't get the result, but it's exciting to see where we are in the next 12 months. It's
absolutely it is. Sorry, I'm just seeing a stat now. About Mo Salah. Again, since he made his debut for Liverpool back in 2017, there's only been 3 players in European football that's got more assists than Mo Salah. So again,
and I'm Ricky, if you're watching, lad, I'm having words with you tonight, lads. Mo Salah can't create. Shut up, lad.
Well, to be fair, just looking at the list, the names on there. Kevin De Bruyne is number 1 on 132 assists. Thomas Muller is second on the list on 118, and then Leo Messi with 108 since 2017. So he's on a very elite list on that. To be fair, but again, like even the assist for the first goal was outstanding. But
it's a hallmark of Salah's game, no, mate, isn't it? And this is why we need Núñez in the penalty area. Núñez, do what Gakpo done, flying it. That's probably one of the best diving headers I've seen.
But Darwin had a chance to score. He had an open header and still missed it.
When today?
Yeah, it was on the free kick, about 30 yards out, and Harvey Elliott crossed it in, and Darwin Núñez had a free header and just didn't put it on target.
No. Was that him? I thought that was one of the other players, but it is what it is.
Oh, it was Darwin. I was fuming with him. It's like, you've got a free header, like take it. Like it's your opportunity to take it, and he just didn't.
And that frustrated me though, not with just Núñez, but like in terms of Joe because I was shouting at Gakpo Joe before he got the goal. I was like, just release the ball, will you, lads? He's doing, but he got into the right position at the right in terms of getting the equaliser. But with Núñez, like I think he's trying to do too much. You're a striker. Do what Jota's done. Jota got on the pitch. He'd take a couple of touches, got it out of his feet, bang, in the back of the net as well. And hopefully that is a sign of things to come. A little bit of partnership brewing there as well with the equaliser. Núñez, that's all you have to do. If you can supply Núñez, if you can supply Jota, if you can supply Salah as well, just do what and there's no better striker in world football at the minute. Well, when he plays as well as he does, Jota, he's the assassin. He's an absolute assassin inside the 6-yard box, and he's a joy. And certainly Nunes, if he wants to learn off someone, Jota, those two just get together and just bounce off each other and hopefully become even better footballers together.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. So I'm just looking at Mo Salah's statistics now: 23 games, 16 goals, 13 assists in all competitions so far this season. Outrageous from Mo Salah. Yeah, again, but again, get your guys' comments in anyway before we do shoot off for tonight anyway. But Ozan says, would you rather buy Anthony Robinson or Kirkes, lads? I'll let you answer that first.
Anthony Robinson, if he was a bit younger, Ozan, big up to Ozan and big up to Connor and everyone that should join Anfield Index show this evening. I really appreciate everyone popping over for the watch along as well. Yeah, Anthony Robinson, if he was a bit younger, mate, I think he's 26, 27 now. Not that it's old, but I think in terms of Liverpool's profile, I think Kirkes and me for Aiton Yuri, I think it will be, as I said, and we watch along today. I think every Liverpool fan knows it's either going to be Kirkes or Aiton Yuri. I'd be very surprised if the data lads don't go with either of those two footballers because they fit the right age profile and certainly they do fit the fundamental footballing qualities as well to attack and fullbacks. But Anthony Robinson, outside the top 4, top 5, he's been one of the best over the last 3-4 year period for Fulham. Certainly him and Tete, two of the best fullbacks in the league, outside of the notable top 4 for me. Certainly very underrated, both of them.
Well, Robinson had 2 assists today. Yeah, assists is good for him as well. But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think Anthony Robinson, he is a really good left back, but I think Kirkes is the one for the potential level. I think Kirkes, I think he fits the bill for what Liverpool want realistically. But Dimmer says, I can't say I've seen too much of either Ozan, but I'd guess that Kirkes is more likely given he was previously signed by Richard Hughes. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Of course, that's a big link for it, of course. But Ozan said didn't know about the Hughes link either. Hero says, question for Jack: How do you see the contracts playing out? Connors stated that he thinks 2 and not sure about 1. So I'll let you take that.
Yeah, over. Quick one here. I think it will be a case of all 3 sign, mate, and being honest. If there was one to possibly leave, I think it might be Trent. But again, Trent coming into this game was asked again on another interview. He said, I've never let the contracts. He said he signed 5 or 6 contracts since being at Liverpool. And he's never let that go through to the press as well. So I think all 3 players will sign. I think for the quality that they do possess, the most important thing for all of us Liverpool fans and even Arne Slot as well and the football club is we're playing the best football in European football. No one else is playing better football than Liverpool currently in world football in any league. We're top of the league in the Premier League, top in the Champions League as well. We're flying. And I don't think any of those players would want to be anywhere other. Because the main thing is they want to win trophies. And certainly with Arne Slot, they've been very impressed by all the interviews. We've been impressed by Arne since he's come in. And long may it continue. And it helps massively that we are playing good football. But I think all 3 will sign, mate. I think it's just a matter of time. Because we've got, as Connor's alluded to already over last year, one of his transfer videos as well, like Thiago's gone, all the money that we've generated in terms of Matip leaving, Thiago leaving as well. I think it's just a matter. The main thing is for Liverpool is the length of contract with the players, which is understandable because they are going to go into the twilight and they're going to retire at Liverpool. You want guarantees and assurances, which certainly just give Salah a 2-year deal, give Van Dijk a 2-year deal, and give Trent a 6-year deal, really, to keep him at the football club.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would agree. I think for me, I think I've already said it on you, like the chat's already said. I think Salah and Van Dijk, it's more a when they get announced than if. I think if anybody's going to leave, it's going to be Trent. And like
it was just a quick one on that gun. Sorry, there, mate, in chat. It was very telling that he didn't come out at the Real Madrid game, Joe, in the tunnel, because Jude was wanting to get a shirt, wasn't he? But I think Liverpool sent out, was it Quansah or Gomez or whatever?
Gravenberch, I think it was.
Yeah, just to give him the shirt. I think Trent's just had enough of Jude and all that at the minute. I know that they are boys in terms of like best mates, but I think that just showed a lot about Trent in terms of his thinking. Really, he doesn't want to.
I think that the big one though, as well, to add to that, I think everybody is rightfully concerned the fact that they can speak to anyone in Europe in 14 days
all
time,
three of
15
them.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
January.
that's the big one. I'm gonna say it. I think Van Dijk, something's gonna get done around Christmas. And I would say that it wouldn't even surprise me if Liverpool did the Christmas tree thing.
With all three of them. Oh wow, that would
That,
make
that would be mad if it's all three of them. I think with Van Dijk it's going to happen. I don't know whether or not all three it's going to happen.
Was it things coming for these Reds? Hopefully it's 3 points as well.
Well, they randomly tweeted out Mo Salah's hat tricks, and you're like, why are you doing that? It's like, oh yeah, it'll be Mo Salah's third contract with the football club. It's like, nice. Like we see what you're doing.
Liverpool's media team, come on, do it. We want all three lads around Motree anyway.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's like here said there, it's either all or none for me. We got Christmas markets in Jets, because no. Look, Trent's seen what happens when Liverpool play Real Madrid this season, and look how well we played against them. But I think, look, obviously Xavi Alonso going there next season, I think that's a huge factor that no one's really added yet.
Been poor though this season. I know
they have.
But they've been poor.
Yeah, no, they have been. I think Alonso this season, I think, has been found out a little bit, in terms of that manager bounce. But
there's no guarantee that he's going to go into Real Madrid and it's going to go well, mate.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
And you know how vicious the Real Madrid fans can be. It doesn't matter. Carlos won them numerous league titles, and they're like, "Get out, me club." And it's like,
well, look at was it when Rafa went there? Like, they were, I think, they were in a good stead when Rafa went there, and I think he had a few poor results in La Liga, but they sacked him, for it, even though they were doing well in the Champions League, and so on as well. So again, like you said, they are very ruthless. Anyway, but I think we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you for everyone for tuning in. Big thank you for Jack as well for coming on. Jack, have you got anything coming up on Anfield Road TV or Anfield Index? I should check that out as well.
Yeah, I'll be live back on Anfield Index as well. If no one's subscribed to Anfield Index, make sure you head over there, subscribe. I will be doing the watch longs all season on that great channel as well. But I might be live. I should be live tonight on my channel, Anfield Road TV. Hopefully get Connor in for about 10-15 minutes. I know he's busy tonight. But yeah, it'll just be unpacking the game and just general thoughts on the game tonight as well. But nice one, Connor, for having me on and chat. If we don't see you tonight, have a lovely rest of your weekend as well. And let's pray that it's a ball draw against Manchester United, or even better, United beat Manchester City.
I think the most important one, I think, is Brentford Chelsea. Hopefully, Mbeumo has an absolute.
Whistler and Mbeumo, I've got them both in my fantasy football, lad. They'll be banging in the goals as well. They'll do the job.
You say this, how a team like Brentford can be unbeaten at home this season, and then when you look at their away record, it's like they're in the relegation battle. It's so bad. That's football.
Yeah, that's football.
But here it says you can't beat humble fans. Taking the rough with the smooth Liverpool for life. Thank you. Thanks for it's been a great ride as well. Big up hero.
Just quickly on that one, we're all now the sensible ones. All of us, like, I'd like to put me in this category. I'm not sensible, certainly. But we're not going to panic because there will be bumps along the road. Like today, it was disappointing, but it could have been a lot worse. Could have easily been beaten 4-1 on another game. But we've come so far in the space of 4 months, and we have. And this manager has done so well, and these players certainly. But yeah, we're not going to throw the air. But Geordie's flying. Geordie, how are we? Did they win 4-0 today? I didn't check the result. Was that 4-0?
I seen it was 4-0 at one point. I don't know if it finished 4-0. I don't know. I'll double check now. 4-0 to beat Leicester. So Alexander Isak getting a few fancy league points.
Hang on, am I going to France football? Oh no, I think I might have took him out. Oh no.
To be fair, I took Anthony Robinson out for Trent, and I wish I never did that.
Oh no, Connor, what have you done that?
So that's a big problem for me. I can't see Foxes anyway. Got lost. in transit. Yeah, but obviously big up Geordie as well. Actually, not big up because Hughes drew against us the other night, and yeah, fuming about that.
Yeah.
But if Ozan, yes, Jack is supporting for United.
No comments. We just want a ball draw. But certainly if it goes, because United are going to be nowhere near us anyway. So any points better off of City, then the better. We love it.
But
come on, Brentford.
John Durant's just scored for
again.
Villa
I do
as
run.
well.
I do run.
Yeah. So. And if you're going in the FPL, then let us know. Anyway, but we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you for everyone for tuning in. Like I said, go over to Anfield Index, go over to Anfield Road TV. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that good stuff. Of course, obviously, we'll probably be live tomorrow as well, probably doing a deep dive from this game, and obviously get other people's views on it as well. But yeah, overall, as Jody says, you are letting Chelsea come closer to you. Don't do it. Look, at the end of the day,
I beg your pardon there, Georgie.
We got a game in hand. It's calm in this situation. But look, Liverpool fight back with 10 men, of course, to get a point. But look, at the end of the day, like Jack just said, it is a very long way, and Liverpool are still in the driving seat. Anyway, but until next time, it's gonna be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. See you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.